Hey, what's up guys, it's Liam or Weagle on your Overwatch, back with a new video today. As promised, we're going to take a neutral look at the Roadhog changes, come to some conclusions about his current kit, what direction he should take. I think I'm the guy for this because honestly, I kind of don't mind either way. I'm not for or against Roadhog in like a massive direction. It doesn't matter too much to me. The only thing I want is game balance and for every hero to be applicable, at least in some situations, because it's never going to be in a place where every hero can always be picked. Just as a note, any gameplay that you're watching that is in ranked, whether it's Grandmasters, Masters, or Diamond, is from the current version of Roadhog. I have had a little bit of use with him recently, and any quick play footage that you see will be from the PTR version, which has a change to his healing, the fact that he can move while doing it, and it also takes 50% less damage while doing it. The first thing I want to do is start with the positives about Roadhog, and then we'll move on to the negatives. You guys, as always, let me know what you think in the comments. Any constructive criticism of what they could do with Roadhog would be great. Any ideas? I would love to read through them. We're going to start with what he's good at with his changes now on the PTR, where he can now move whilst healing, and he also takes 50% less damage. So if we look at the things that he can actually sponge in the game now, it is nearly everything in the entire game. There's only like a handful of things that will kill him through his healing. He can survive D.Va's ult, although I have tested it and people standing behind him will still die. It is not blocked by line of sight from another hero. So unfortunately this doesn't help him in the tanking department, but he can take a D.Va ult to the face and he'll be absolutely fine. I did a load of tests with Bastion, Tracer, Soldier, McCree. All these different heroes don't really leave too much of a dent. Bastion of course deals some massive DPS, so that will do a lot of damage. If you time your healing ability with Roadhog correctly, even during a fully charged high noon, he can also sponge that. One of the only things that nearly reliably can kill Roadhog over and over again is Pharah's ultimate, and even then, if you're in the middle of a game and you're receiving some healing when this is going on, you're not going to die through this ultimate either. So the one plus side is, yes, he can take a hell of a beating now, way more than he's ever been able to take before if you time his E ability right, and there will definitely be some skill to that regardless of what direction they take him with if this patch does go live. Now we're going to move on to the more controversial stuff, which is Roadhog's hook. There is one little bit of a rumor at the minute, and that is that his one-shot hook ability is still absolutely useless. It is slightly unreliable, I'll give you that, but there's still quite a portion of heroes in the game that you can one-shot reliably. And this is going to spiral off into a few different directions here, so I'll try and keep it concise. So what I'm thinking about Roadhog in his current state is that it may end up being a little bit, not the same, but like when D.Va got nerfed. Initially, when she had loads of health, she got nerfed and most people stopped playing her. And the people that didn't kept playing her as if she was this face tank, and people hated D.Va, people hated playing D.Va, and then absolutely nothing changed for her, and she became meta in a really big way a few months down the line when people realized the new way to play D.Va, the new play style of how to play D.Va. I mentioned in our meta discussion about Roadhog and how I've seen him get great use at GM, and some people in the comments were throwing stats at me about their win rate with Roadhog. Well, the point I'm trying to make here in the comparison with D.Va is actually, if you're still playing Roadhog how he used to play, then you are definitely going to see some issues. Now, we're still trying not to keep in mind whether the fact he's underpowered or overpowered. Just think about where you could apply Roadhog in a game, because you can still one-shot a lot of heroes in the game, and there is also a combo to it too. Hitting a right or a left click and then hooking someone and dragging them is going to guarantee you a kill nearly every single time. Make sure you're always meleeing at the end of that last shot too. Results of course can vary depending on who you're playing against. Are you hooking them on a dodgy bit of geometry? Is someone in the way? And are your team focusing them? What this is a true combo. It may not be good enough yet, but calling Roadhog's old hook is a little bit of an insult to skill if you want to call it a combo, because really it was just an insta-kill. Whereas now, if you can hit a shot, hit a hook, hit a shot, there's a real skill to that. Whether or not it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. Currently, just moving in that direction of making it a skill shot and making it a niche pick skill shot hero might be where Roadhog ends up being, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But the one biggest difference in Roadhog now, and if you're going to play him, again, regardless of OP or underpowered, you are not going to be able to play Roadhog in the old flanking style that you used to be able to get away with. It should have been easily punishable, but matchmaking's a little bit messy, and it wasn't, so people got away with flank hog all the time. That is not a thing now. That's not going to work. However, However, if you hook someone into your teammates, regardless of even if you've shot them first, it has to die. It should die. It should be a team ability. The value of hook is still pretty undeniable, but this does bring in a lot of other complications too. Because if Roadhog hooks into your team, but your team aren't focusing, or your team don't have the right heroes picked to follow up, or the right heroes around Roadhog to keep him alive, do you have a Reinhardt shield in the way? Is D.Va stopping Roadhog charging the enemy ultimates? Are you getting that hook value? It is way harder to get now, and a lot of pros still say that they won't be able to get the use out of it. However, Roadhog is objectively better than a few heroes in the game that get picked on a regular basis because matchmaking. Because matchmaking, you can get away with certain plays and doing certain things. So if you do use Roadhog in the right situations, and I have seen them, I promise you, at the high levels of play, he still gets great value and great use, because when someone hits that hook, everyone knows to follow up on it. But he isn't a solo carry anymore. He's not that insta one-shot hook kill guy that he used to be. Now, one thing's definitely true that I've been reading a lot about in the community, and that is that he is now just a longer lasting ult battery. If you play Hog off to the side or on a flank, or not in the right team comp, or against things that counter Roadhog, not necessarily the other way around, then yes, you're going to be a longer lasting ult battery, giving even more ult charge effectively to the enemies, because you're going to be up more if you're not getting that hook value, dragging them to your team, or hitting them, dragging them, and finishing them off yourself. There's definitely more skill to Roadhog now than there ever was. But that brings us back to the initial point of this video. Is Roadhog still bad? And this is coming from a neutral standpoint. I think he can be used. I think he's viable in contexts, but he's definitely not as good as he used to be. So where do we want to see him? This is where opinions get conflicted, because a lot of people wanted Roadhog nerfed, and now that Doomfist kind of has a one-shot, I mean, he does, but it's a lot easier to avoid. There's a lot more sound cues. You can't drag people across the map like you can with Hook. Doomfist is very much committed to a fight when he's in, whereas Roadhog used to be able to drag people from miles away. I mean, you could go fishing with Roadhog. You could just throw out a hook and probably hit someone. Doomfist doesn't work like that. Also, Doomfist is a DPS hero, and Roadhog's supposed to be more on the utility tank DPS side of things. So, where do we want him? That's the main question. Is he good? Is he bad? Well, he's going to be good sometimes the same way that Symmetra is. But most of the time at high levels of play, Symmetra's bad, but at low levels of play, she's amazing. So all of the heroes have different niches. All of the heroes have different roles to play at different levels of play. That hook is amazing in the right place. If we want Roadhog to be meta again, yes, this change isn't going to be good enough. But is that what we want? Because initially a lot of people wanted him nerfed, and now a lot of people want him back. Do we just have to give him a shield? Do we want the line of sight for the D.Va ult to be able to block damage behind Roadhog when he presses E? That'd turn him into, yes, a phase tank ult battery, but then at least he has that protective capability for his team. I think bringing back one-shot Hook as it was isn't going to happen, but remember guys, that one-shot Hook is still in the game. It's just harder to do. If anything, just give him a 6-second hook cooldown, or give him 2 hooks like Junkrat has 2 mines now, or at least test it to see where that goes. All in all guys, it's not a great place for Roadhog to be, but it's also not the worst place he could be. You got to pick him in the right places though. Treat him as a niche hero, just like some of the others, and you will find some value in his kit. Really guys, what we need to decide is who's the niche heroes at the moment, who's the niche picks. Trace has never been niche, probably never will be. She'll probably always be a really meta hero, but a lot of the heroes in the game will never have that capability. Some of them will drop in and out of meta as metas shift and change, and we really need to just decide what's best, and hopefully be happy when the meta's in a good place. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, guys. There's a lot to talk about. I'd love to hear any buffs or nerfs or ideas that you have of Roadhog or any other heroes in the game currently. Be sure to check out our Twitter and our Discord, where you guys can find the Roadhog main of your nightmares. And be sure to hit that bell icon so you guys get notified when our videos go live. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and have a great day as always. Take care and peace, people.